This is JBM from VillainNews. Alright, this is going to be my first horror villain profile. In this one, I'm going to spit out random thoughts. Bear with me here. I'm going to focus on the Ghostface villain from Scream 4 2011, Sidney's cousin, Jill Roberts, the jealous teenage brat, attention whore with homicidal, psychotic tendencies. She killed for the fame, not for the love of the horror game. She's manipulative, definitely a compulsive liar, bastard child. That's not surprising that they decided to make the character have no father, considering her sister's Maureen Prescott. So, and obviously her sleeping around town in Woodsboro is really what caused the motivation and drive of Roman and the original Ghostface killer, Billy Loomis. So yeah, anyway, her rant at the end of it, I'm going to get into motivation throughout this, but it sounds like it was written more by Aaron Kruger instead of Kevin Williamson. And the actor that they chose, Emma Roberts, she hasn't even seen any horror movies in her life. There used to be an interview on YouTube where she talks about how she'd never even watched horror movies growing up. Obviously, she would watch romantic comedies because her freaking aunt's Julia Roberts and whatnot. And in an interview, she admits she was so nervous that she didn't even show up for the audition. Almost didn't even show up for the audition. And yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, they almost gave the role to Ashley Greene, but obviously bloodlines overrule everything in Hollywood. So Ashley Greene actually looks more like Sidney, but whatever. They gave it to Nancy Drew instead. She called Sidney the angel of death, which is a total diss. First off, which is a total diss. First off, Kevin Williamson, they've totally. How would you not even know about she's a total diss to Angela from Sleepaway Camp, the real angel of death. They call Sidney the angel of death, led by Jill in this, even though Jill's a psychotic female villain, and one of the best psychotic female villains of all time is Angela from Sleepaway Camp. I don't get it. It's a total diss. And not to mention, you know what else is a total diss in this franchise? They don't even shout out happy birthday to me. Another female villain. First off, Jill Roberts, Emma Roberts, she is no freaking Tracy Bregman. That performance is 10 times better at the end of that movie than Jill Roberts' revealing of Ghostface. And they also just Return to Horror High. They never even give a shout out to Return to Horror High ever. I mean, she watches Shaun of the Dead. She sticks to like the main horror franchises. You could tell and then even though on Scream Wikipedia it says that Jill prefers originals, even though she's like a horror remake baby boomer, you could tell, and she grew up in the 2000s decade, in the torture porn decade. And the only time Charlie's the one who's on the phone most of the time doing the taunting of the Roger L. Jackson voice for Scream. The only time she does it is really her main one is when she does it to Kirby, and in that question she asked her about the horror remakes. Nothing against horror remakes, but they never see her throughout the movie engage in any horror talk. They just play her off as a teenage girl, obviously to hide her true intentions of Ghostface. She's not really a horror fan. The only horror movie that she even quotes is freaking Michael Myers, and she dissed Angela from freaking Sleepaway Camp. Charlie orchestrated the 15-year anniversary remake theme, and obviously she was down with the remake theme. She only did that obviously for the fame, to set it. Obviously, if she just killed someone, it would only been like on the 6 o'clock news. That would only be the fame. She had to kill someone famous like her cousin Sidney, who she obviously never knew because Sidney's obviously like 15 years older than her. It plays like on real life. Like, Scream isn't really a mockery of the horror genre. It's not a spoof. It's like I was saying in my Scream 2 review. It's based on how horror movies affect psychotic people like Billy Loomis and Jill Roberts and Roman and Mickey in real life. And yeah, you could tell Charlie orchestrated the whole thing. He has more horror knowledge, and all Jill wanted to do was get revenge for her cheating boyfriend because Trevor gave her herpes from cheating on her with Jenny or whatnot, and she just wanted the fame because it's an internet era of YouTube, instant hits, instant fame. They uploaded all the kills. Dope. They never showed them doing that. Then, well, you know what I'm saying. They make her eat string cheese and chocolate milk. They were supposed to believe that Nancy Drew stabbed Anthony Anderson in the forehead. I mean, the girl from Hotel from Dogs. Like, really? Her motivation for killing is better than Roman's. I mean, Roman just wanted to be accepted by his whore mother, and it's accepted into the family. So at least she's more vicious, and obviously her motivation sounds better than Roman's. It's kind of hard to believe and buy into when she's delivering her motivational speech. It almost got a little too preachy, and maybe it was edited a little too fast. And obviously she was just using Charlie, and she ended up stabbing Charlie. Her trademark, her freaking best death for any of the throughout the movie. And she only stabs Sidney once in the stomach and leaves her for dead there. I don't know what's up with that. Anyway, get an account on YouTube, Kevin Williamson, and comment and tell me what the hell is up of you trying to convince us that Emma Roberts was fucking Ghostface. In between making like stupid ass episodes of like the Vampire Diaries and that new stupid show with Kevin Bacon. Yeah. And you know, Kevin Williamson, he's so sick of the Weinsteins, he basically went off set and used that as an excuse for not finishing the Scream 4 script. And in a recent radio interview over the winter of 2012, he's like, I'm not doing it. Referring to Scream 5. Meaning he's going to have another long break from the Weinsteins because he can't stand the Weinsteins over controlling things. Even though they let Quentin Tarantino do whatever he wants, like I was saying. Oh man. I didn't think they would make another family member Ghostface again this quickly. And I really hope Jill did die at the end. I mean, because actually I really hope that they bring back a Ghostface killer back from life in another movie. It would be perfect for this kind of franchise, how it pays homage to the 80s slasher genre. I mean, Emma Roberts is hot. I mean, yeah, she's turned me on whenever she took off the Ghostface mask, but Tracy Bregman was better in 1981. Happy birthday to me. He's just saying. As in, I'm just saying. You know, happy birthday to me is definitely better than Scream 4. And they don't even give it a shout out in any of the movies. But they give a shitty movie like Candyman a shout out. And fucking Final Exam. And fucking Prom Night. Unbelievable. Those are some of the worst endings. Final Exam, Prom Night, the fucking killer in Prom Night, original 1980s, like fucking wearing lipstick. And it's considered a classic, only basically because Jamie Lee Curtis decided to do it, and they also had an awesome poster. It's a good revenge tale, but it was filmed horribly. It's so much disco filler, and all they do is talk about going to prom the whole freaking movie in Prom Night. Anyway, back to Jill Roberts. It also says Charlie did most of the vintage Ghostface calls, like I was saying, because Jill hasn't even seen enough of the stab movies. You could tell because she's too busy watching stupid ass horror movies like Shaun of the Dead. Unbelievable. Anyway, quotable. You want a quote from Jill Roberts? Sick is the new sane. Or how about Soul Survivor, like that Akon song, 2005? Costume, wardrobe, Ghostface costume. Trademark, outfit, blue flannel shirt at the ending. Definitely the blue flannel shirt. Anyway, weapon of choice, the Buck 119 knife. She also gets the gun. Vintage Ghostface ending. You always have to have a gun for the ending because it's simplicity itself. Actually, that's just hardcore Tarantino line. Anyway, this is JBM. That's pretty much my overall thoughts on that. I could diss Jill Roberts anyway, any day. Final words, Jill sucks.